For the second part of this clock animation, I'm going to show you how to make the gears work together. So you can see that I've left on all of my different gears planes that I was dealing with. And you can go ahead and see, like I explained before, that this gear, and this sleeve all work together. I'm going to go ahead and rotate a little bit so I can go through these things that work together once again. This gear, and this gear all work together. I take that back. This gear, and this sleeve. This gear, and this sleeve. Then this gear, this ratcheting wheel, this drum, this gear, as well as, if we rotate a little bit, you can see there's a little gear right here in the back, all work together on this shaft that also runs the minute hand. Then you've got a little short sleeve here that rotates this gear and this hour hand as well as the sleeve. Then down here you've got a shaft that rotates with these two gears, and you've got your winding shaft that rotates with this gear. This contraption on the front is how we get the minute hand to go around one full revolution while the hour hand advances 1/12 of a revolution. Now what I'm going to show you is to go ahead and make motion between gears that made up. There may have to be some parts turned off visibility to be able to see this. You may also have to modify some parts to go ahead and get everything to work well. So I'm going to go ahead and just start turning off some visibility here. They must have taken that out of here. Let's see. I'm trying to get this gear and this gear to mesh well before I actually go ahead and start constraining them. I'm going to minimize some things back down over here so I can see my list. I left those all open, so if I want to, I could turn planes back off. Before I'm done, I will want to turn planes back off. Let's come up here, get all these collapsed. So now I want to shut this off. I'm just going to come over here, right click on check visibility, and I can easily turn all those back on later. I'm going to shut this one off. So now I can see that gear, that's what I'm looking for, but I also have two gears that pretty much overlap each other. So I'm going to go ahead and come in here. Right there's visibility, I can turn it off here as well. Let's go this route. Let's go ahead and come over here and see if that same error pops up for us. Okay, we'll do that, and I'm going to turn this one off so it's out of my way as well. Now I'm going to square up to the front so that I can look at how those teeth actually mesh together. These teeth, you can see, might take a little bit of modification, but now you can see that I've got those two pretty well aligned. What we're going to do to make them turn with each other is we're going to use a constraint. We're going to use a motion constraint, and if you think about gears, they're going to turn in reverse here. Once I click that, I can click these two gears in either order. Doesn't matter. I just have to keep track what order I click them in. So if I click that one first, then that one first, I have to look at my sheet and go, okay, how many teeth are on the first gear? That is part 26 in clock 1, and that is 16 teeth. So in my ratio, I type 16 divided by, then I have to find out how many teeth are in the second part I clicked. That would go ahead and be part 35. Part 35 has 60 teeth, so if I type in 60, I hit apply and cancel out of there. Now, as I turn this, they should mesh together and look like the teeth are working. Looks a lot better as I go ahead and rotate out of there. So you can see that those teeth are going together. Now, part of the problem is that the teeth aren't quite the right size or shape meshing together, so that makes it look a little goofy. You can see how, as if I start to do those constraints the whole way down. Let's go ahead and do another one here. I believe this is another 16 tooth gear. Part 33 is 15 teeth to another 60. So I could go ahead, I've kind of got those lined up there. I could constrain, motion, reverse, that face to that face. I'm going to go ahead and do 15 over 60 and apply. So this is going to start having a trickle down effect. So as I turn this one, it will turn that one, which turns the one below it. So it starts trickling down, and that's the way the clock works. You're going to have to do those constraints all the way throughout. So like I did, this one will relate to this one. This gear will relate to this gear. This gear will relate to the one that I have shut off. Let's see if I can get that one turned back on here. To this one right here, so those two are related. And of course that will move on the shaft, which will then move this one, and this one. And the little one in the front here behind the big gear. So you will not have to do any constraints for those. While we've got this open back here though, you will have to do a motion constraint between this gear and this gear. Then you'll have to do a motion constraint between that little gear in the front on the short shaft and the gear right above it. And that should go ahead and take care of most, if not all, of your motion constraints. I guess you're also going to have to do one between this and the gear that sets on this. That will take care of your motion constraints. Once you have those all on, as this rotates, your clock will actually advance.